everyone, it's Raquel here. In today's video, I want to share with you what God has been doing in my life for the month of December and just share a little life update with you in hopes that it will be an encouragement and a blessing to you. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Raquel. I make videos all about enthusiastically and practically living out God's Word in our hearts, homes, and families. I absolutely love living out God's Word wholeheartedly, and I'm just so thankful that I have a place where I can just share and spread my enthusiasm and the things I've learned along the way about this Torah living, Yeshua loving lifestyle. So thank you so much for being here. Please consider subscribing. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend these few minutes with me. So my month of December was basically like a continuation of the healing and the reprioritizing that God started in the month of November. And this month, He really started working on me about what are the priorities. Like, November was all about, you have a second chance at life here, do the priorities. And that phrase, do the priorities, has, been on my mind continually this month of December. Do the priorities, what are the priorities? And I created this little priority board that is not like an actual thing. It's just, this is a board where I wrote my priorities, and that's all it is. It's not like an official coin term or anything. Anyhow, so I started it by putting a scripture that's kind of like my life scripture. It really convicts me. It always refocuses me, and that is Psalm chapter 90, verse 12. The version I memorized it is different from what I wrote here, but it says, "So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom." And basically what that means is that our days are numbered. This season of life is never going to come back again. My kids are growing up. One day they're going to move out. They're going to have their own families. My time even with my husband is limited because one day we will both pass away. Life is numbered. My days are numbered. So how am I going to respond? How am I going to live? Will I live wisely? Will I live deliberately and intentionally? And what do I want my life to be like? So this scripture always just refocuses me on living a life that pursues wisdom and seeks after wisdom, and to do the things that at the end of my life I will say, I'm so thankful I spent my time doing that. So what are those things? What are the things that matter for me? And I just put down some different things that matter to me. Now this board has been a whole month in the making, and as you can see, even though it's been a whole month in the making, I have relatively few things written here. When I first wrote this board, there were two that just stood out that I just immediately put down that I knew those things matter. And those basically have to do with relationship. I want to be one with my husband. I am created as his helpmeet and as his companion. I am created to bless him, and likewise he is there to nourish and cherish me. I'm so thankful that we can live life together, that we can do life together. I want to be one with my husband, one flesh, like the scripture says. And then also what I wrote was that I want to teach my children. And teaching my children involves loving them and time with them. So I want to love my children well. I want to teach them well and spend time with them. And then beyond that, I didn't really have anything else at first to put on the board that really truly mattered. And that's kind of funny because you think there are so many things that matter, That is true, but what do I have to have a part in my life every single day? Or what are the principles that I want to guide and direct my life? And, so this priority board is still a process. I'm still adding things to it, but the things are coming much slower now. Just as I'm living my life, washing some dishes, I'm thinking about doing the priorities, and something just comes to my mind that I'm like, oh, I need to write that on my priority board. So some of the other things I have listed are a simplistic and wholesome lifestyle, scripture memory, chores and responsibilities, like teaching my children chores and responsibility. Hygiene matters, especially you mamas out there. We're so busy taking care of other people all the time. We're not taking care of ourselves. Hygiene matters. Growing and raising food matters to me. Kindness matters. Discipline and good habits matter, which, by the way, one thing I have learned in parenting is that if I'm going to teach my children good habits, I have to have good habits. If I want my children to be disciplined, Mama has to be disciplined. And then another thing that matters to me is reading. Reading matters. And so I'm just writing these things down, as they come to me. And as I'm just working throughout my home, my eye catches this priority board because I have it on my dresser. You've probably seen it in some videos. And it just refocuses me and helps me to remember to make sure these things are part of my life. You know, if I'm just like spending so much time cleaning, but I'm not spending so much teaching my children or helping them to be responsible, then it's not that I have to stop cleaning, but maybe I invite them with me and have them help me clean, you know? And so this board has just been so helpful, you know, as like a visual reminder of doing the priorities, doing the things that matter, and knowing what those things are. Because, you know, I think sometimes I think of the things that matter and I know what they are in my head, but if I don't write them down, I forget some of them. Having these priorities written down and then something that I can see when I wake up, as I'm working throughout the day before I go to bed, has just been really helpful to keep me grounded and to keep me on track doing the things that matter. It is a very sobering thought to think that our days are numbered. We're not going to have eternity here on this earth with the people that we have it with right now. So how can I live my life wisely to make the most of that time and to be a blessing to my husband and to my children and to my friends and my community? How can I live my life now so that I'm living it wisely and intentionally? So that has been my month of December. What God has kind of been working on me with is just helping me to figure out what my priorities are. Thank you so much for spending some time with me here today and hearing about my month of December. I'd love to hear in the comments about your December. How was it? What priorities have you been focusing on? What has God been teaching you this past month? Just share with me what you would like in the comments. I am so thankful for this community. It's really encouraging to me. I'm just so grateful for each of you. I pray that God would bless you and keep you. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.